Glasgow, Edinburgh.
Hi,
Kirkcaldy.
I'm David Barnett.
Dundee.
You probably remember me as the editor, publisher, writer, creator and all-round mastermind behind The Swindler comic, the renowned Sex Pistols fanzine from the mid to late 80s, whose copies regularly sold as many as 50 copies throughout its reign. The Swindler comic was name-checked in the credits of Alan Parker's first book, Sid's Way. Alan Parker went on to become, as you probably know, the self-styled expert on Sid Vicious, regularly appearing as a talking head in punk documentaries and later becoming a filmmaker himself. Now, interestingly, after the Swindler comic gave Alan's book a honest review in an issue of the Swindler comic, the credit to the Swindler comic mysteriously vanished, presumably some kind of printing error. No hard feelings there, Alan. But as well as being a writer, publisher and cultural Krakatoa, I'm also a runner. By runner, I don't mean the kind of ski thing that you might find along the bottom of a sleigh or sled or sledge or toboggan. No, by runner I mean an actual runner, a person who runs with a 5-kilometer time as fast as 19 minutes and 50 seconds. Welcome to a very special edition of David Barnett's Great British Parkrun Journeys. Crivens, Jings and Help Me Boo. If you don't understand that, that's because you, unlike me, presumably don't speak Scotch. Now, to translate that roughly into English, one would say, crikey, jeepers, and give assistance to my Robert. Welcome to this week's very special episode of David Barnett's Great British Parkrun Journeys, where we'll shortly be boarding another of Richard Branson's overpriced and overcrowded Virgin East Coast trains to travel to Scotland.
Glasgow, Edinburgh, Kirkcaldy, Dundee, Arbroath, Streatham, Stonybridge, Ballinamore.
Hi, I'm David Barnett talking to you from the Forth Bridge, so named because it was the fourth bridge in Scotland to be completed during the reign of Queen Victoria in the 19th century. Now, this is rather an exciting occasion because to my left you can also see the Forth Road Bridge, and then behind that the new bridge, whose name temporarily eludes me, but I believe it is in fact opened today for the very first time, so it's a magnificent feat of engineering, I think you would agree. American crash, that means cash, a camera's clicking. Great British Parkrun Journey. As you might have guessed, we're going further than the capital of Scotland, Edinburgh, which we've just passed through, because as regular viewers will no doubt remember, I triumphed at Edinburgh Parkrun in a previous episode. So this week we'll be travelling a little more further afield to Montrose, meaning the Rose Mount, probably. Crossing the River Tay. To my right you can see Newport, now the home of music industry titan Murray Chalmers, and to across the other side of the river the great city of Dundee, which just happens to be where I was born. It was at Dundee Royal Infirmary more years ago than I care to remember that I came into this world. Dundee Royal Infirmary, once a mighty institution, now unfortunately, like so much of our heritage, being converted into unaffordable housing. But the Silvery Tay there, absolutely magnificent sight. You may know the Silvery Tay from the classic William McGonagall poem, The Silvery Tay. And he also, of course, wrote about the Tay Bridge disaster, which, if you know the poem, you'll know will be remembered for a very long time.
For security reasons, please keep your luggage with you at all times. Please don't attempt to open any doors until the trains come to complete stop at the platform and the door unlock light is illuminated. Trains to Dundee will connect to ScotRail services to 40 Ferry, Carnoustie and Lordskirk. For security reasons, please keep your luggage with you at all times. Dundee in a few moments. Thank you for travelling with Virgin Trains.
Thanks, and some wise words from the Virgin conductor. So here we are, Montrose in Scotland. Literal translation, land of the Scots. And you can see out here ahead of me the Montrose Basin, the largest sink in Scotland. Hi, I'm David Barnett, talking to you from Roseley Park on the outskirts of Montrose in the borough of Angus in Scotland. And we're here for Montrose Parkrun, which is one of the very newest parkruns in Great Britain. I believe this is only event number 9. So wish me luck, here we go. David Barnett, talking to you from the finishing line at Montrose Parkrun, and you can still see many of the amateur fun runners finishing a long way behind me there. Now, I came in a very impressive 9th place today, and that's extremely apt because this is the 9th parkrun to take place here at Montrose. Now, this is quite an unusual and unique parkrun in that the course takes place on a disused Second World War airfield, so the course is mostly extremely flat. We actually run up the old runway, now of course pockmarked and not suitable for planes and barely suitable for runners. Also in the surrounding terrain a lot of rabbit holes, which made the run, although flat, quite treacherous, a bit of an obstacle course at times. Nevertheless, a magnificent parkrun, highly recommended, very nice volunteers, as they always are, friendly locals. So this is me, David Barnett, talking to you from Montrose Parkrun. We'll see you after the break. Bye bye. Hi, I'm David Barnett, talking to you from the grounds of Craigivar Castle in Donside in the northeast of Scotland. Craigivar Castle was built by the Mortimer family in the 1500s, but the distinctive flurry of towers that gives it so much of its character were in fact added some 50 years later by William Forbes, the wealthy merchant of this area. Let's take a look inside now, shall we? Well, I've been told that unfortunately we're not allowed to film in here, but I can assure you it was pretty exciting. Bye-bye. Hi, I'm David Barnett talking to you from Glendall in Angus, Scotland. Corrie rather, in near Glendall? Somewhere like that. In Glendall that way, apparently. There we go. And behind me, opening up, you can see what is known as Nature's Amphitheatre, this marvellous terrain carved out by massive ice flows during the last ice age. Little bit rainy, so best crack on. Bye-bye. David Barnett talking to you from the top of the mountains somewhere in Scotland. Until next time, bye bye.